Well, joining us now, of course, she's here. She's here with what is trending. Oji Nika, Oji Okpe. Jinx.
Wow.
Over to you.
Oji Nika, Pepe de.
By 100%, Mr. Ifeni.
Oji Nika, Pepe de. Oji Nika, Pepe de.
Now I'm dancing with you.
This dance is a new one.
No, it's not.
I know. No, it's a dance freak. I know that.
I like dancing. I like to have a good dance.
Over to you, Oji Nika.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ifeni. That was a great introduction. Well, good morning, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, the Financial Times newspaper has followed Time magazine in naming Tesla CEO and billionaire Elon Musk its Person of the Year, commending him for work done in transforming the electric vehicle industry. The newspaper's editor, Raula Kala, credited Musk for demonstrating that electric vehicles could replace cars fueled by gasoline and called him a revolutionary in the industry. In the United Kingdom, David Fuller, a double murderer who sexually abused more than 100 female corpses, was handed 2 whole life sentences on Wednesday for the murders of Wendy Neal and Caroline Pierce. He was also handed a concurrent 12-year term for his other crimes. The 67-year-old also sexually abused corpses of children in 2 Kent morgues for a period of 12 years while working as a hospital electrician. In North Korea, tributes pour in for Kim Jong-il, the younger brother of the founder of North Korea, Kim Il-sung. According to Seoul Unification Ministry, Kim Jong-il was born in 1920, which puts him at about 100 or 101 years old, as at the time of his death. He was regarded the country's second most powerful figure before his nephew, Kim Jong-il, became ruler in 1994. Under sports, Sir Lewis Hamilton has been knighted in recognition of a glittering career in Formula One just days after he controversially lost out on a record 8th title. Hamilton was dubbed a knight by Charles, the Prince of Wales, during a Windsor Castle investiture ceremony on Wednesday, where he was joined by his mother, Carmen Lockhart. Finally, under entertainment, Nollywood has paid tribute to actor Karibi Fubara, who died on Tuesday, 19 months after undergoing kidney surgery. He was best known for his roles in God Calling and the Smart Money Woman series. His sister, Stella Fubara, who announced his passing, shared his photos via Instagram with the caption, "He was a warrior, now he's an angel in heaven."
God is calling you. God was calling you on your smashed up phone that miraculously repaired itself.
Or may his soul rest in peace. Let's begin what's trending. Some northern senators on Wednesday kicked against a proposed law for women empowerment in Nigeria, saying its contents contradict Islam and northern cultural values. Abiodun Olujimi, senator representing Ekiti South, who has been pushing to get the bill through Parliament since 2016, said the bill was to allow for the prohibition of all forms of discrimination against women and provide for the equality of all persons. The northern senators said the bill was not properly worded, especially its title that seeks equality rather than equity, while arguing strongly that it would contravene the tenets of Islam. Abubakar Yusuf, representing Taraba Central Senatorial District, said the equality part of the bill infringes on the Quran and will not support the passage of the bill until the word equality is removed. This is such a touchy subject. This woman has been on this bill since 2016. And I think she also had this type of bill rejected as well in 2019. Where do we go from here, Rufai?
Newsflash, equality cannot be removed. Why? Because there must be equality between man and woman.
But you know that she has dropped the bill. She's not
Which is
pushing
very
for
sad,
it.
and I think she should push again. And
Yeah.
this is where I want the civil, society to come in strong. These are the things that people should go on the streets and protest for. You know why? Because when you look at what has happened in the North, it's been a subjugation of women and children. They always bear the brunt. I'll give you an instance, the Child Rights Act. Most states in the North have not domesticated it. These are laws that will protect children. The future of any country is the mother and the child. And that's why there must be equality between men and women. And that's what we keep fighting in the world all over. The fact that for some jobs, men are paid more than women and they do equal amount of job. We need to change that paradigm. And that's not the future of the Nigeria we want to see. There must be that level of equality. So she should not be distraught. We should lead the campaign on this. The bill should be put back on, and she should keep pushing until we get that. Because you see, we forget in a hurry that this equality is saving our own selves. Because it is the equality that will bring empowerment
Absolutely.
to a lot of women out there. It is the equality that will make women be able to aspire in society. I keep telling you the story of Zainab, that girl from Maiduguri I met. She changed my life. She told me about the outlook in the North. She decided to go to University of Maiduguri and study physics when all her mates were getting married at a tender age. We must give women a chance, a pedestal. We must give women a chance to compete favorably and effectively because we can build a nation together and we can do all together. And this equality should go across board, even in the political scene. To a large extent, we don't have women representation, which is wrong. I look forward to the day where we're going to have a female president in this country.
I do too. Fine.
And that shall happen soon.
Absolutely. Now, there's an issue here, obviously, Mr. Ifeni. So now the battle is between religion and the law. I mean, that other senator, Abubakar, says that, it contradicts the tenets of Islam, it's against the Quran. How do we even get equality if the religion is against it?
Well, I won't read this as a battle between religion and the law. Because, one, there are religious views. And, of course, we have a constitution. There's nowhere in the constitution of Nigeria where women are discriminated against, or, of course, the constitution is very clear. You cannot discriminate somebody on account of circumstances of birth, even on account of his or her gender.
Yes.
So that is the law. But when you come up with a law equality bill, the first question that perhaps those who want to push back will ask, equality in what areas? Is it that in marriage, the woman and the woman, they have, there's nobody who is the head of the house, as stated in the religious books. The man is the head of the house. But that does not mean the woman is less of a human being in any way. But that is religious prescription. But what the Senate President said is also very pertinent. Because, of course, as the presiding officer, he's also a northerner.
Yes.
He's a Muslim. But he was spot on when he said, perhaps this bill should be stepped down so that you go back for further consultation and rewarding. Because if you want to achieve a goal, it is a goal you want to achieve.
Yes.
That women's rights should not be subjugated anyway, under any circumstance. But you can do that also by perhaps doing some rewarding.
I don't think there's any rewarding here.
Because it's between equity and equality.
Equality that we're seeking, not equity.
What is equality?
Equality.
Where is it? How many government jobs in this country you say they pay men more than women? Is there any?
How many positions do women occupy in Nigeria?
Yes.
I guess maybe you should start with that question.
How many?
Ministerial positions.
Yes, ministerial.
Yes.
You say, okay, perhaps you should, because that is appointive. Now, when you talk of elective positions, there are more women voters out there. If you put yourself forward, Oji, you want to run for this Ikoyi
Yeah.
constituency, perhaps. You expect all the women to come and line up behind you, but they will not. Would you blame for that? Well, remember when Sarah Jibril was the only female presidential aspirant at the convention. It was the PDP convention. She scored how many votes? You remember?
The 3.
Were there only 3 women in that gathering? So I think it goes beyond just, oh, we want to be equal. We have to be equal. We're equal before the law. We're equal before the Constitution. The government cannot pay Mr. A more than Mr. B if they are doing the same position. Female directors and male directors, they receive the same pay. I'm not aware that women directors in federal ministries or state ministries receive less. So that advisory, because recall, I think Senator Tinubu, Oluremi Tinubu also pushed a similar bill, and she also got a similar shocker. So perhaps they should go back and do some rewarding, because the goal you want to achieve, I don't think just wording should stop you from achieving that goal.
I don't know.
So?
They said they don't want to support it, except it's removed. He was not.
Well, but the Senate President has given them some advice, and I think the sponsors of that bill should take another look at that advisory from the Senate President and perhaps do the needful, consult some men, maybe like me.
What word would you use to replace
Don't worry.
equality?
When they consult me, I will let them know how to get around. Don't forget that I have 2 beautiful girls.
Thank you for that.
So I should be fighting for my girls also.
Yes, absolutely. We'll take another story. In the aftermath of the death of 12-year-old Sylvester Oromoni, who was allegedly bullied into joining cultism, the BBC released a chilling documentary on cultism in Nigeria that has generated mixed reactions on Twitter, with many users sharing their experiences on the menace of cultism. Well, let's take some reactions. One user wrote, "My cousin is such a brilliant guy. Cleared WAEC at 16, cleared JAM, gained admission to AAUA in one sitting, joined cultists for a reason we don't know. Got rusticated and his life is not balanced till date. No wife, no job, no kids at 40. No one should do cultism. It is evil." Well, Dr. Olufimilayo wrote, "Can we ever really scrap cultism fully from our university? Or is it a hopeless case at this point? They work for government officials. They help them kill political opponents. They work for university VCs and deans. They help them kill and harass student union group people. Can we ever scrap cultism?" Well, before we discuss, I'd like for us to take a look at a short clip of that documentary.
One of the most famous members of the NBM in Nigerian politics is Tony Kabaka. Officially, is a youth leader for Nigeria's ruling party, the All Progressive Congress. But they say he commands the loyalty and votes of thousands of men in Benin. Law enforcement in Benin seemed beholden to Kabaka. As he walked handing out money, a policeman came to salute him. When he got too close, one of Kabaka's boys pushed him aside. Kabaka's work in politics has made him rich. A street is named after him, and he lives in a multi-million naira mansion.
Come and bring this picture.
Inside, Kabaka was keen to show me how connected he is with the political elite.
This is a professor, now presently member House of Rep, Professor Julius Inyomiri. That is my governor, former governor, Edo State, Adams Ali Oshomole.
Governor Adams Oshomole recognized Kabaka's street popularity made him an asset.
So Oshomole did it for me. I was nothing before. Come.
Politics has lifted Kabaka from cultist enforcer to multi-millionaire. In Nigeria, this is the dream for many young axemen.
Yeah, this is my bedroom. This is my bedroom. Yeah, my closet. My t-shirt, my nika. That's Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton shoes.
Yeah. Cultism still exists because government is involved. That's the truth. Most police, most politicians, most everybody is involved.
He confirmed that politicians use him and his cultist network as muscle during elections.
Wow, this was such a chilling documentary, Rufai. It's gone viral. I believe it's gotten almost 1 million views already on YouTube. But you know, this documentary focused on just one group, I believe is called the Black Axe.
Yeah.
And you know, there are so many other groups, but this allegation, he's mentioned names. He said the reasons cultism strive is because of our politicians.
But what is chilling about this documentary, Oji, really? You see, we are hypocrites in this country. We deceive ourselves so much. We know all of this is happening now. Is it today we know Kabaka? You know, is it today we know, you know, the role political thugs play in the grand affairs of politics? Is it today we know? Are we just knowing that? We know all of these things, but you see, we act as hypocrites. So when
not all of us.
When
not
the
everybody.
not everybody,
No,
but when
don't say repeatedly that we are hypocrites.
I know, I'm
in this
just
country.
waiting for him to
So
laugh.
when the BBC now shows the documentary, we now act surprised. Oh, so this was existing before. It's not today that you've had the role of cultism in politics. It dates back to the 70s. Were used as political talks. What it has just done now, it has morphed. Almost every street you go in Lagos, cultist group. This documentary just focuses on one Black Axe. They are what we call the Awawa boys, 1 million boys, dominating everywhere in Lagos. We have a big problem in our hands. And this problem was created by all of us. It goes back to giving people that are downtrodden in society opportunities. It goes back to education. Because in this documentary, when you hear the story of some of these cultists, it goes back to societal failure. So we know all of these things. It's just like when, you know, the BBC did a documentary about lecturers, you know, forcing themselves on students, and we all acted, oh, so is this happening? We know these things. And we know that these people are connected to the top echelon. Are you surprised? In that documentary, there was a lecturer in a reputable university that used to be a former grand member of the said cult group. And he told his experience. So we know, and we know how people are permeated into every sector of our national life. But the question is, what are the solutions? First, we need to fix society. Second, we need to fix our politics. We need to stop this do or die politics, die or live politics. I ask politicians, if truly you are here to serve people, if the people do not give you a chance to serve them, must you kill people because you want to serve people? Then it goes back to who we are. Amidst all of this, we claim we're very religious people, we know God. Our churches are full on Sundays, but we don't tell ourselves the truth. Our mosques are full, but we don't tell ourselves the truth. Mr. Efeni, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I will repeat collectively, we are hypocrites. And except we stand up and start to tell ourselves the truth in this country, nothing will change.
All right. Well, I was shocked at the documentary. I don't know if everyone knows. I guess that's why it's viral, because a lot of people are not privy to the information that came out. I mean, especially the name Colin, Mr. Efeni.
Well, if you know, I don't know whether you schooled in Nigeria at higher level of higher institution. Nothing should shock you in that video.
Yes.
If you did.
Yes.
Inside story.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Now, cultism is a major problem, especially in our higher institutions. And it started long ago. I don't want to just go into history now, but people who join cults, many graduate in flying colors. Some become miscreants. Those who graduate in flying colors also become lecturers.
Yes.
Some become ministers.
Mm-hmm.
Some become pastors. And they still remain as members of those organizations. So the problem is widespread. So you can imagine a lecturer who is a member of a particular cult, what he will do to help those who are members of his cult, and what he will do to those who are members of rival cults. These things happen. As to who joined the cult, it's not just people from maybe low-level parents who are not rich, or they just... No, the children of the rich, the children of the poor, they all find their way into these calls when they're in the campuses. And when you are sending your child to the university in Nigeria, well, you do your job as a parent, you talk to your children, you pray for your children. Because they just look at some guys, they see your height, tall like Okpe, but as a boy with some biceps, they will approach him to come and be... In fact, there will be offer and counter-offer.
That is the biggest issue.
So there's a problem.
Yes,
we have a problem. But where the politicians also have a role to play here, and they have also worsened the issue, is that, like the guy we have just seen, if you come out and you add some thuggery, use that your cult power on the streets, then you become an asset to politicians. On election day, to threaten to attack people, to snatch ballot boxes. And when you do it successfully, you are rewarded, as you have heard. But you see, when we put in place proper electoral process, like we are urging the president to sign that bill, we did not touch that. 3 days to go for him to sign that electoral amendment bill. Sign it so that when our elections are not subject to people who can, the guy who has more talks will win, then we'll be getting somewhere. There will be no job for people like this. And for the records, when Governor Obaseki, who is the Governor Obaseki in Edo, he has cut this guy to size. This guy is not as prominent as he used to be in the days of the previous administration, because Governor Godwin Obaseki, somebody who is obeying, well-schooled, cannot imagine a guy of this caliber running things in the streets of Benin, being a power broker or whatever you want to call him.
Right.
So this guy has been cut to size by this governor. So perhaps the kind of politicians who put their hope in people like Kabaka to help them win elections. When we fix the electoral system properly with the new bill, they will not have a role for the likes of Kabaka.
That's a very good point, Mr. Ifeanyi. But then it goes down to the schools, like, for example, Sylvester Oromone's death. I mean, he was 12 years old. How does that happen in a school like that?
Or boys younger than Sylvester are in court in Lagos.
No, that is the worst part of it.
That's what I want to address here.
The court issue, it used to be only the higher institutions. But now, at secondary school level, you see people doing court. But again, schools, authorities in charge of schools, principals, they cannot fool their hands. There must be, in fact, one of the things we have seen so far from this Oromoni case is that there has to be proper monitoring of children in the boarding house. Otherwise, why do people pay so much to put their children in the boarding house? Court should not exist in secondary school. Any school where courts exist, that school is a failure, and parents should not send their children to that school once they are so identified.
So again, we'll urge the president to sign the bill.
Yes.
That's one of the
3 days to go.
Absolutely. We'll take our final story in France, where Congolese singer Koffi Olumide was sentenced to 18 months in jail for kidnapping his dancers. The Versailles Court sentenced the singer on Monday, December 13th, after finding him guilty of holding his former female dancers against their will, an accusation the singer denied. Well, during his hearing, Olumide said the dream of the young women who accuse him of kidnapping is to live in France and obtain their papers. Well, Kofi Olumide's judicial record is lengthy and includes a conviction in 2019 for rape of a minor under the age of 15.
I think Kofi Olumide should really watch it and retrace his path. Is it because I'm a huge fan of Rumba music, the likes of Papa Wembas of this world, Kofi Olumide, but this has become a recurring decimal.
It has.
Many years ago, too, he was accused for rape of a minor. This is becoming too much. And it's going to dent any legacy he's built in music. The law will take its course, but it'll get to a stage the French authorities will not be able to take any more of this.
Yes, because it's been going on for years.
Because it's been going on and on. And he's not the only Rumba musicians. We've got Awilo Lokumba of Technosuku's fame. We've got Papa Wemba of blessed memories. We've got Fali Pupa. We've got a lot of them. And their music is lovely too. So why is Koffi always falling into all this problem? So you should watch it.
Yeah, he's becoming our R. Kelly now, Mr.
This is wrong.
Well, if he has done the crime, he will do the time.
Yes.
So this is not the first time. Convicted ones, now another conviction. And for him to talk about the dream of girls to get to France and get their papers, and as such, you want to exploit them, that is why he has to do the time. He has been convicted.
Right, 18 months. We'll see. We'll hear more on the story. Well, that's all I have for you on what's trending today. I'll see you tomorrow.